Okay, so part two of your interior walls. I just want to verify with you guys that, 5-28 and 5-29 is all in regards to the witness line control that I was doing in the first video. So when you have your temporary dimensions there, or when you click on a wall, and you get these dimensions, these are the witness line controls, right? And so you can click on these and you can move them. And if you hover, remember I said I was holding down the button on my mouse and I'm hovering over the wall, I can actually hit the tab on my keyboard to adjust or to control where that extension line is going to come from on our interior walls as well as the exterior walls. We have, come on. Why is it not going back to the center? Okay, I'll go to the exterior, fine. Why wasn't it going to the center? There it is. Okay, there's the center of the interior wall. So anyways, please don't get confused by that. Play around with this yourself and just, take one of these control points and move them over to a wall, and then use your tab button so you can see that the inside of the exterior wall is highlighted, or tab the outside of the exterior wall is highlighted. Okay, so that's how you control your dimension lines to be able to copy a drawing such as what is on 5-28 to put it into, what we're doing here. Okay, so there you go. On 5-30, we're going to modify some of the walls, meaning we're either going to trim them. We want to get rid of this portion of this wall. One super easy way that you could do it is you could click on it and use your grips to bring it down. I want to get rid of that wall. Or, like the book is telling us, we could use the trim. You've used trim and extend in CAD. So we could do that here as well too in Revit. So trim, extend, fillet, those are all different. They're here in Revit, but they are different than CAD. One of the things I like better with CAD is using my modify commands. Revit, I've always kind of just struggled with okay, which wall do I click? So anyways, you could use those grips that I used, such as this, which is super easy. So if anything in this book confuses you and you try doing it a couple times, that's all I ask, is try to do it a couple times, right? If you can't get it and you know a different way to do it, then do that. I've told you that in CAD as well. If you know a different way than what the book is telling you, that's going to make your life easier, then I would prefer you do that. I know these programs are not easy to learn online, and it's a struggle teaching online these programs, and it's definitely a struggle learning them. So if you know a different way, I'm really okay with that. So trim is here. The book tells us I would have, right, in our CAD mind, I would have clicked this wall and I would have tried to trim out that wall there. In this case, we click on the two walls that we want to join together, or fillet, right, together, and get rid of that line there. That's an easy way to do it as well too, but I like the grips personally. Okay, now we're going to adjust the garage wall in this video. So remember I said, that I would definitely draw this continuous all the way around. That's exactly how I do it in my architecture world. And then I come back and I'm going to break this wall. I think it's the split element. And I'm just going to take a section here, and then I'm going to take a section here down bottom, because I want to know that I have 3 separate walls. Now I'm going to, I actually have too many walls. So if that happened to you, just get rid of these walls. See, CAD would have been, we would have been able to break a point there and break a point there. I'm still in my CAD mind, right? So anyways, just, again, highlight your wall and make sure you just have one wall here, one wall in the front, one in the back, right? Okay. And then I'm just going to extend these walls up so everything is touching, but I can modify this garage interior wall and it's not affecting the 2 exterior walls. Now, when we do something like this, we are going to get into the properties of this wall. Now, for Revit, you know, the book tells us, and it is true. The other reason why we carried this wall straight through is because sometimes it's easier to use a wall that is going to have a lot of the similar features that we want on a firewall such as this. When you have living space on one side and a garage on the other, this wall is actually a firewall. So there's definitely building codes related to that. And the structure of the wall is much different than our other interior walls of our house. Okay, so let's edit this wall. Come over to your properties, and I have the wall highlighted I want to edit, and you're going to go to edit, type. Edit, type. All right, so here is my edit type, which is a little large. I'm going to actually decrease the size of this for a minute here. So the first thing that you're going to do is duplicate this wall. Does it have us saying what this wall is? Yep, create new wall type. It is exterior, and garage wall interior. Okay, so you're actually going to be creating a new wall that has a lot of the similar features. And then under the structure, under the parameters, structure, click on edit. And then down at the bottom left-hand corner, I want you to click on preview so you can actually see what the wall looks like. Looking down at the bottom of this picture, you can see view, floor plan, modify. Click on that arrow that's right next to it, because you can actually change the way you view this to look at a section of this wall. So if you zoom into this wall, you're going to see multiple different layers of these items that are over here on the right hand side. And we are going to be looking at the section, and very specifically right here where the extension line is coming from. So it showed you this picture here. You could see the dimension right there. I want you to zoom in to this so your screen looks similar to this. And then we are going to, first, if you go over to page, let's see, so this is 5-32 currently. And now we're going to start editing certain things. First, you're going to delete the horizontal sweeps. A sweep is a closed 2D shape that is extruded along the length of the wall at any given height here. Okay, so first is the sweep. So when we go down, we're going to click on, let's see. Okay, sorry for a delay right there. I was reading through 5-33. So we're going to be doing the 2 steps. The bullet points at the top of the page are the 2 steps that we're going to be taking here. So again, you want to be in this section type, so you have this preview in front of you. Over here on the right hand side, I want you to click on sweeps. And then we can see these 2 details here that match the dialog box. Those that may be in 2022 version. I know I have some students that downloaded the 2022 version. If there is something different than what we're doing in this book, just email me. We'll have to discuss it and figure out an alternative for you. But anyways, what we're going to do is we're going to delete both sweeps. Click on the row number to select the row here and delete. Make sure it's highlighted, click on the number, delete, and then click OK. Okay, and you're going to see that that piece disappeared. There was one up here at the top, and then there was also, let me zoom out easier, and there was also one down here at the bottom that we just got rid of. All right, go back up so you have this section again in your preview so you can see what we're going to be doing next by merging some materials here. Okay, now we're going to merge these 2 exterior materials over here to the right. If you look at finish 1, they are wood shakes and siding clapboard. We want these to be the same. So in this box over here, you're going to click merge regions. And then I want you to zoom into this section right here where the 2 materials are, and you can see where I'm hovering over. There's an arrow pointing to the left. I'm not touching anything. I'm just bringing my mouse. What I want to do is I want to get these 2 materials, not see how the arrow, I know it's super small, you guys, but see that arrow's pointing up? No, it's so tricky. I want it pointing down. If you hover over it for a second, come on, I'm hovering over it for a second. I want to see what it says. There we go. Border between layer 1 and layer 2 after merge assign layer 1. So I click on it because that arrow is pointing down. Boom. See how that just came all the way through? So we just merged the two, and then something over here, I think the core boundary was added there. So then you're going to delete the first two layers. This is on page 5-34, and it is number 20. Individually select the layers number 1 and 2 and delete them. So now we're going to take the member layer, the air infiltration, and you have it highlighted. It should be in number 1 at this point after deleting the other two, and click down. We're going to make it down 1, so that now it's in the second layer, so it's on the inside part of the wall. Do not change the wood stud layer. Leave it at 5.5 inches. Right here, that 5.5 inches, we're good there. But we are going to change the 3/4 sheathing layer by clicking in each cell in the row and then clicking the down arrow that appears to the right. So what it's going to do, so now in the first one, because we moved the air infiltration layer down, we want to change the function of number 1. So you're clicking on that name, click on the arrow, and we want finish 1 with a 4. And then we're going to go to the material, and we're going to just click within that cell of materials, and then you see these 3 dots. Click on the 3 dots. Click on, and this comes up, and you're going to choose gypsum wallboard. It's alpha. Let's see, is it alphabet? There we go, and gypsum, and okay, and then this is going to be changed to 1/2, so you're going to change the thickness to 1/2 inch. That's all right here, 1/2. So you see how I did that? So now it's finished 1/4, gypsum, 1/2 inch. We moved our air barrier down. We have our core boundary. We have our structure 1 at 5.5 inches. We have our core. We have our vapor barrier. And then we have our gypsum wallboard. So what we've done is we've just created a new fire barrier wall that you can use. Okay, this. And you can see it's nice and clean there. Let's look at the floor plan so we could see that. We can see drywall on each side and some type of a barrier, with the yellow inside being the structure. And we click on OK. And there it is. And here's the wall within your properties. Here's the wall there. I'm going to hit escape. Whoops. Yes, I do want to save the project, but not right this second because I am working through this video. All right. So another thing that happened is because we changed the wall structure, these two walls are not lined up like the front wall. So I am going to do the align command. And I'm going to bring it so it's nice and clean on the exterior wall. And I knew it. And it's not clean. It's not nice and clean up here. So that's just the way it goes. We will address that at another time, because now this is going to be over. Oh no, it's okay. Here we go. Nice and clean. See, so it's nice and clean up here, here. So just check your connections to the exterior walls and you will be good to go. I hope this helps take care of your interior walls and changing of that garage wall. Thanks, everybody.